looking at 4 different components: tempo, rhythm, balance, direction. All right. Now that's not to say that when you go into your throw or when you come into your set position and you're ready to throw, you're not thinking tempo, rhythm, balance, direction. Okay, I need to do this for tempo, I need to do this for balance, I need to do this for rhythm, I need to do this for... It's not the goal, okay? So just to break these down simple, and we'll give you guys some progressions as well, just to focus on these particular movements. For tempo, the reason why I love initiating the movement, initiating the delivery with tempo, is because I believe that the body is constantly feeding information to the brain, and then the brain will constantly feed that information back accordingly. So if you initiate something with a particular tempo, then the brain's gonna more likely to then give tempo throughout the entire delivery. And why is tempo important? Well, we're trying to complete a task of a certain throw at a high velocity, right? So it's the common phrase that you hear often: if you want to throw fast, you got to move fast, right? So when we look at the initial move, if you initiate your movement with a increased tempo, an increased fast twitch movement, then you're more likely then to get acceleration from your body. Okay. Next thing, rhythm. I believe that rhythm, obviously a broad term within the actual throw, but rhythm is going to promote timing. Okay, we look at athleticism and we look at the consistency and the repeatability of a throw in that specific release slot that accomplishes the task at hand. Rhythm, athleticism, looseness, all these things, rhythm is going to be our biggest point of emphasis in accomplishing that consistency, right? So when we talk about like certain setups, I did the screening on the MLB guys, in order to promote a specific type of rhythm, like you look at the fluidity of a movement, you can do certain things that will better equip you to then have that rhythm. But it's like a dance, right? I say this often, like pitching mechanics, the delivery is like a dance. You got to have rhythm in order to be repeatable and consistent and accomplish what you want to accomplish. All right. What's the third one? Balance. Balance is pretty broad. There's not really a whole lot of things within the actual delivery that you can do that accomplishes balance. I think that balance is more of something that's going to be a coordination thing, athletic thing, stability thing. We talked about it with the importance of mobility and stability, right? Like if you're unstable, right? If you're coming into your throw and you are unstable, you are going to be unbalanced, and unbalance is going to then cause you to have a misdirection, right? Your direction, your energy system that you're producing within your body, within your throw, is going to be misdirected, right? It's going to not go into the direction that you want that to go 100% towards your target, towards your catcher, okay? So when I look at balance, that's more of something that we look at with like the stability component, but you can also do, there's a lot of things within like the actual initial move that I'm looking for in regards to balance, because if you try to accomplish an initial move with an increased amount of tempo and then you're not really used to moving that fast, or whatever the case may be in regards to why your tempo is not as good, but that's what can throw you off balance. So the reason I put these 4 specific ones, tempo, rhythm, balance, and direction, is because you can't, in my opinion, you can't really just throw like a super quick movement, but then have no rhythm and have no direction and have no balance, right? Hopefully that makes sense, because you want to kind of check all of those particular boxes off. And now look, this is going to look differently for everybody, right? There's multiple guys that like their rhythm is completely different than, a Bieber we talked about in the previous section, who has a pendulum act with his hands and his front foot, okay? Everyone's going to look different. It's fine about what's comfortable for you. All right, so with balance, obviously we want to accomplish our balance so then we can disperse our energy in the right direction. Now, again, with direction, that's very similar. All of the other kind of components in regards to stability throughout the initial move are going to feed into your direction. Okay, so when I look at direction and the initial move, boom, we initial move, whatever, good tempo, everything good, hand separation good. But then if we go then into our drive and our direction's already falling because we were unbalanced, or our tempo was drastically slow, so then the body wants to start its rotation earlier. So many different components in regards to what can cause a misdirection. But just to sum that up, guys, 4 different things that I'm looking for. That doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be consciously thinking about all of these 4 things in your set. You know, just make sure that you kind of doing your due diligence in regards to trial and erroring with different types of initial moves that help. It took me 28 years until I came up with the way that I approach my initial move to then feel comfortable in producing effortless power output. I'll link a video in regards to me and how I kind of molded my pitching mechanics to put more emphasis on my initial move. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense. We'll get into some progressions that you guys can do to accomplish efficient initial moves.